Hi guys, just going to go around these ingredients really quick. I'm going to do some bit of a signature dish. Apple Frangipane and cheddar strudel. I've got some lovely pastry here made with a bit of vinegar to soften the glutens and some oil. Talk about that later. The Frangipane, that's in the recipe. Got some apples here with cinnamon and lemon, raisins with some vanilla rum and some rather nice sourdough breadcrumbs. Right, let's see what we can do with this Filo pastry. Now you'll see that that's in some oil. I've left it in some oil in a little breakfast dish, and that's quite important because it's going to help the stretching. You take some, I think, bread flour, just coat it, okay? A little bit more. Lovely. And then we just take a little bit of rolling to get it to about 15 inches by 13 inches. Rough guide, what you're looking for is about this thickness. Okay? You see that there? Alright. So then just give it a little bit. There you go, that's about 15 by 13. So we're going to lift it now. And I'm just going to get my knuckles underneath. And I'm just going to, this is where the oil comes in now. Okay. And the vinegar has softened those glutens. And I'm using the gravity and moving around and slowly stretching. Now with a strudel you're looking for the thickness. Really you can read the newspaper through it. You see how it's growing? Fab. So let me just concentrate a little bit now. We want it to be a good size. This is Viennese Filo pastry. And if anybody can make a strudel, the Viennese can. See, on this side, I've got my knuckles in there, yeah? So the front of my hand is facing me. So it's not breaking any of the pastry. I've taken rings off, actually there's still a ring on there, but it's a flat ring. But take the jewellery off, because you don't want a hole in it, really. If you do get a hole, you can mend it, but wow, I think we're getting somewhere near. Don't panic now, Sean. So I'm getting to the point where I can nearly see the camera through. See it? A little bit more. I'm going to go a bit further. Oh, see. Right. So let me turn it this way around. So now I have some baking paper and I've buttered it, and on goes the Filo. And I'm going to carry on stretching to cover here. So that'll do for now, guys. We'll be back. So we're back, okay? I've stretched it now by hand over the baking paper. We have these edges here. I'm going to cut them off. Alright, just leave these on the side. So we're roughly keeping to the baking sheet. Come on. That's fine. Just do the bottom here. So I want to cover this hole really. So what I'm going to do, mix these together. Give them a little bit of a roll out. This is your little fail safe. Alright. Bit thinner. Bit thinner, there we go. Might be just be able to stretch this now. Pull it by hand. And this will make another little sheet that I can then just fit over that hole. Hey. So we've covered that little hole. It's not really a problem because we're going to start rolling from here, and the hole just so happens to be at the end, so that's fine. But I've covered it anyway, just to show you how it happens. Right, we're just going to quickly butter the whole surface. So, let's build the strudel. Can you hear that? Crunchy sourdough breadcrumbs, mixed with sugar and a few shakes of cinnamon. So this is going to go over half of my lovely Filo. Just an even distribution if you can. Oh, I can smell these. It smells gorgeous. Okay, so they go over half. We're going to take this gorgeous Frangipane. Okay, so this has been in the fridge now, so it's not so runny. Just take another spoon. And on it goes. Shall we use all the Frangipane? I think the answer should be yes, but somebody wants to spoon out the bowl afterwards, don't they? Say yes, Sean.
Yes, Sean, without a doubt.
So, there is a Frangipane. I'll just move it up a little bit towards the top lip. Okay. Take the apples now. Manually, we're just going to, these apples are cut really quite chunky and big, and we'll see why later. It really helps the old visuals, but also that kind of fits into the cooking plan. Okay, this is just 2 apples. I picked some Royal Galas. Quite like the Royal Gala. Okay, that looks like it's going to be a chunky strudel. One for chef. I'm going in with the sultanas. Real smell of rum in the air. Lovely. And I'll be back with you in a mo when we have some cheese on the job. Oh, welcome back. We have this lovely grated cheddar now. Okay, cheddar and apples. People go, what a weird combination. But the apple and the sweetness really brings out this flavour of the cheese. And of course, the cheese brings out the flavour of the apples. So there's a real symbiosis going on here. One feeds from the other. I think that's enough. So, we're back in a second. So we're going to need a drum roll here, guys. This is where we take this very stretchy Filo pastry. And what we're going to do is to pull in these edges. Nearly forgot. This is buttered, by the way, so it helps me in this most important part of the job. And I'll try and do it for the camera. Actually, I think the camera's going to have to follow me. This is the clever part. So now it's rolled once, and because I've pulled in the sides already, it's making its own ends, and now it's just overlapped a little bit there. That's fine. Let me just open this a little bit. Might just help us at the end. And there, ladies and gentlemen, Viennese strudel. We like. So we're just going to do a little bit of sugaring and stuff. Be back in a sec. Right, lovely melted butter over the top. I've actually read a few recipes before I came up with this, and a few of them said no butter, but this really helps the crispiness. So I'm going to use butter. Taking some granulated sugar. Over the top. I'm going to take cinnamon. Over the top. So now comes a little bit of a conundrum, because we're going to use this baking paper to bake the strudel. So we'll offer the strudel up to the roasting tray. Now what strudel will really want to do in these circumstances is to flatten, okay? So you have a lovely round strudel, yeah? And then through the heat, of course 180 degrees, it's going to want to flatten. So what I've come up with is this, just a simple £2 bread tin, just snugly fits in at the side, and that keeps the strudel from wanting to flatten. So I'm going to stick it on 180 degrees. It's going to be 30 minutes. Let's see how it goes. And there, guys, you have the Viennese Filo pastry, apple Frangipane and cheddar strudel. Nom nom.